Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rising Stars. I'm your interim host, Sean Watt. Michael will be back in the future episodes. This production is sponsored by Urban Eats MTL. We have a very special guest to present to you guys today, Santino. How are you, man?
I'm good. Yourself? How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. So, let's just dive right in. Santino, obviously you're Italian, right?
Well, my grandparents were Italian on my father's side.
Okay.
And my mother's French from France, so I have a bit of a nice mix. I always ate
Little
well.
hybrid.
That's right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, great, yeah.
I was actually named after, my father had watched The Godfather, and James Caan's character, Santino Corleone.
Yeah.
My mom was pregnant with me, and he was like, that's what I'm going to call my son.
Do you know why she chose that?
Well, I find that the character Santino Corleone has like just the way he is, carries himself is a bit like similar to my dad, tall guy and very so I guess that's why he kind of saw that. And it was just so weird because James Caan had passed away unfortunately July 7th and I'm born July 9th.
Wow.
It was just so weird that it was like 2 days I'm named after. So
it's already like a reincarnation almost.
Yeah, I just find it was weird and it's like a sad, big loss, tragic loss, yeah.
Was that the same year that you were born when he passed away, or?
No, well, he had passed away, I believe it was last year, James Caan. But it was on like 2 days before my birthday, I was named after him.
Crazy.
I just thought it was just like...
That's very ironic.
It's so sad too, yeah.
So I actually, one thing that I've noticed is your shirt. It says Loudmouth.
Loudmouth, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What is this?
I play in a band. I've been with these guys for the past year. We're a cover band, party band. We play all across, anywhere from downtown Montreal all the way to Mont-Tremblant at Orchard. And we play anything from Kiss, Queen, Teddy Swims.
Nice.
We have a lot of fun. I'm the singer.
Some of the classics, huh?
Yeah. We mix it up and make people have a good time and dance. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I know you're an actor, right? You mentioned that you're a newer actor in the scene here in Montreal. Have you done any previous acting before?
No, not really. I started since last July.
Okay.
I started a project. It was an hour and a half independent film called Layla Nadine.
So it was an hour and a half. Was this your, obviously it's your first role.
Yeah.
How did you get presented with this opportunity? Like, why did you just decide to dive in and be like, hey, I'm ambitious enough to be an actor. Let's do it.
Well, it's something I've always wanted to do. I mean, plus with the music and the entertaining, I've always had that feel for
sort of like the itch for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm an electromechanic. I've always worked on automated systems in shops for the past 25 years.
Nice.
And with the current, the pandemic that just happened, I got laid off twice. And just being at home and just like pondering myself, is this the time? Might as well do it. I'm here. So I answered a Facebook ad saying that they're looking for somebody in my age range to play a detective, and I just went with it. And,
yeah. Now that you're mentioning that, you do have a look of being a detective. If I put like a trench coat on you, you're good to go, right?
There you go. Yeah.
So walk us through sort of that first experience of receiving the script and going, what the heck? Like, how am I supposed to prepare for it, or this and that? Or did you have an idea already on how to prepare and deliver your lines? Because I know there's a lot going on, right? As an actor, I've been there.
Yeah, okay.
I know, and sometimes it's a little not overwhelming, but there's just a lot going on.
Well, yeah, it can get overwhelming, especially when you're just starting out. And
was this like a supporting role, lead role? Was it just like a character role? So it was just something that was small. You were in it for a few scenes.
It's a supporting role. I had multiple scenes, I believe 6 or 7 scenes.
Okay.
And it was actually good that it was a detective, and he was played as a good person. He had good intentions, good morals and all that, so I enjoyed that. But I watched like a lot of podcasts, even the Michael Caine masterclass and all that, and just podcasts with casting agents and actors and directors just to get get some information on what to do and how to do it. And Gary Oldman style and Anthony Hopkins just...
They're fantastic. Know
your work, read it over 100 times while doing the dishes, while going for a walk. You have to know it backwards.
Yeah.
Even the lines backwards.
I've been there, done that. You sit there going backwards and you're like, this is like reciting. It's easier than reciting the alphabet backwards, because I've tried and I cannot do it.
It's so tough. It's so tough just to go backwards, and it's just like different techniques that they had that have helped me. And
So when it came to working on your lines, because I know early on when I started acting, that was one of my struggles. I had difficulty trying to memorize a monologue, for example, right?
Yeah.
And throughout time, I've arrived to the point where I can memorize 10 pages in about 40 minutes, right?
Oh, that's good.
But because I've worked on it.
Yeah.
So take us through, maybe for the viewers who are wanting to get into acting, can you give them any advice or tips on how to, prepare their lines properly?
Well, the first thing,
like for yourself, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but for
That's okay.
yourself, for example, it must have been a challenge.
definitely,
Right?
definitely, but you have to read it more than once, just to without memorizing the lines, just to like understand what's going on. Like, can you explain it to like I guess to like a 5-year-old or somebody that hasn't read the script?
So it's
What's going on exactly?
Like a children's book.
In a sense, just to like, if you can put the script down and just kind of explain what's going on in the script without saying any of the lines, then you're already like one step ahead, because you kind of know what's going on. You're aware. So like, even if you have to do some ad-libbing or some freestyle, you're able to,
Yeah.
So that's what I would have to do. And then once I understand what's going on in the scene, and then I just like crack at it and just like try to get the lines over and over and try to get like each paragraph and get them back and just make sure they're ingrained in my brain, and just try to do different things. Say it fast, say it slow, say it while laughing, while yelling, whispering, all different techniques. It helps.
It's one of those things, though, where when you start working on your lines, and if you're sort of like your mind's fixated on the character choice that you've made, you fall in the habit of, delivering your lines as this character. But if I can give you some advice,
Sure.
just do it neutrally. And if that means you have to do it slow like a robot, like, hi, I am here right now, it's best that you do that than enunciate and try to already deliver the lines the way that the supposed character would.
That's right, okay.
Because then you get stuck in that trance. And it's hard to get out of that habit once you start delivering, an organic, way of doing it, right? So you want to do it like very robotic and neutral. It's very important. Keep all those words very neutral. No enunciating. Don't, give anything flashy. And just take a step back and be like, okay, now how do I want to tackle each of, my lines? What's the objective? What do I want my scene partner to say, right? What's happening before? What do I want to happen after? Where's the story going? So you are like the captain on this ship. And if you're one of the lead actors and you're guiding, where all those other characters are going to go, or they're going to try to fight back and guide you as well. So maybe that could help you, yeah.
Okay, you keep it like very, very neutral and very...
Yeah, keep it neutral until you've figured out 100% what your choices are.
Okay.
Once you figured out those choices, then go with it, right? And then you don't also want to rehearse any actions. So you're not, for example, if your character's picking up a cup right now, don't practice that, because as soon as your scene partner does something unexpected from what's come from your mind, you're gonna draw a blank.
Yeah.
You're gonna go blank, and you're gonna just be everywhere. You're not gonna know what your lines are and this and that. So just memorize your lines. No actions. Let the scene play out itself. Just let it go out naturally. Truthful acting.
Yeah, so they say sometimes getting over prepared can be detrimental as well, because it can just like set you back, because now you're overthinking and you're over, just like in life, I guess, just so. That's a great advice.
Yeah. So just, take a step back and deliver your lines, and, just let your character take over pretty much.
That's what I love about meeting all these different actors, directors, and they all have different techniques, and it's all about learning and getting all that, and continuously like learning. It's a craft that never stops learning. That's what all the experienced actors
It's like music.
Music as well.
Right?
Never stop learning. And any of the arts or
Yeah, because then there's always some individual that will open up your mind to something where it's like, oh my God, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
But it was so obvious, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times that's sort of what would occur. Or if you're set, you're dead set on a certain mindset, you're not opening up your mind to, bringing these opportunities in. So it's important to just keep an open mind, focus on your craft. Don't worry about anybody else.
No, but I do like listen to those who have been there and have that experience, because I've had a lot of advice, like just doing the rehearsals, just on the rehearsals with the actress Miriam Lopez, who played Layla Nadine, fantastic actress. She had some great feedback for me and made it real easy for me to get comfortable in my skin, and gave me a trick that after all our lines, we would just like repeat each other's lines at the end of our lines. So then I knew her lines without having to read them. She would just like repeat them to me, and I would repeat her lines, and then it was like, it was great. Yeah, it was. I got a lot more confident because of her. Thanks, Miriam.
Yeah, it's always about your surroundings, right? You want to surround yourself with those positive, like-minded individuals, and beautiful things happen. So okay, you've been acting for a year. Are you training anywhere?
At the moment, no. I'd like to take some training.
Okay.
It's just the only thing I can do right now is just listening to podcasts and watch YouTube videos and talk to other actors and just practice some sets at home and just try to get that until I'd like to take some workshops eventually.
Well, even just watching TV,
it's
the best way. You just analyze the way that they're delivering their lines. Their heads aren't moving, right? When it's a close-up, their head's very still. Just analyze the micro details, and that's going to help you out tremendously.
Just people in general. I just like watching people.
Even people watching.
Friday nights at the end of a show, I'll have people come and talk to me, and just their mannerisms or just the way they're like a little bit eccentric. Like I get that, like I'll just like.
Well, especially when you're the lead singer for a band.
Yeah, it's tough.
Suddenly, it's tough. Oh no, raging women and men coming after you after, right? It's one of those things where it's you're treated in a certain way because of a certain status, right? So, big famous actor, they're treated with such privilege, right? And that's
I'm not there yet. I'm not there.
So, it's important to stay grounded.
That's right. Yeah.
Just always be you, and people will gravitate towards you for your aura and your energy.
Yeah, I love getting feedback like that. It's so encouraging when people come up and tell you, "Hey, that was awesome, that was great." It was like, "Oh, thanks."
Of course,
I appreciate it.
It adds fuel to your fire.
Exactly.
To keep doing it and keep working hard. Because if you didn't receive that feedback, would you still be doing it?
I think so. I think I'd still be doing it, but I mean, it's just like, it's a plus. It's a plus. Like we, even as Loudmouth, sometimes we'll play and there's like 10 people there. It's like 2 a.m. and we're still giving it our all. But obviously, if there's like 100 people dancing, it's a lot better.
Yeah, of course. It amps up the energy just that much more.
Right, and then they bring it back and all that, which is why I'm excited about that. I'm going to be starting some theater.
Okay.
I'm rehearsing in September with Bruna. She was actually, she did an interview here at Pervicello.
Yeah.
And we're going to start our shows in February. So I'm excited about that, to do my first time doing theater.
Are you nervous at all? Are you anxious, excited?
A little, and I heard it's very, very different. Well, it has some similarities to like being a singer on stage. I have to know my lines and performing, but I just heard it's a whole different monster where it's like very vocal, more expressive.
Super expressive.
And television is more quiet and more...
As soon as you think it for television, it already shows on camera.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
If you're nervous, you can't hide it. It's already showing on camera, right? Because you have, what is it, like 110 muscles in your face? It's all going to show.
No idea.
Something like that. It's probably incorrect, but there's a large amount of muscles in your face.
Yeah.
So as soon as you think it, it's already showing.
Yeah, all the subtleties.
Yeah, exactly. And then theater, it's going to be like you're performing in your band.
Yeah.
The way that you sing is exactly the way that you'd want to perform in theater. Like, I don't know if the production's like from the mainline theater here. Is it like the big theater stage? Is it the smaller?
No, it's amateur production. It's it's in the West Island. I forgot exactly where.
Because I know there's like a theater group out there in Hudson, and I don't know where else in the West Island.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in trouble. But very excited about it. They're a nice group of people and very enthusiastic about the whole project.
Can you spill any details on the role that you're doing?
I don't have a role yet.
Okay.
It's actually, there's a bunch of plays that they're going to do. It's a playwright that had passed away this springtime, an American playwright. And even that, I'm drawing a blank. I feel so bad. And they're doing a whole bunch of his plays. It's going to be one long play and a couple of small, shorter plays. Yeah. And they're still determining who's going to get cast where. We just did a table read where we all did the characters.
I love doing those.
So
exciting. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. And so they haven't picked the characters, so I'm going to be playing multiple characters. I just don't know.
Okay.
So...
Even better.
Yeah.
You get to go change quick, go hop back on stage. Hopefully you don't have a combination of both of the costumes, the wardrobes going on.
And even if I do it could be fun.
Go with it. Yeah, exactly.
Never know.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
So let's go back to training. You haven't really started training, well, professionally.
Yeah, professionally.
Do you have any idea on where you want to go?
I've been referred to, like, there was Johnny Cortez. I know he has a very interesting workshop. I got referred to by Miriam, and I got asked by him to go even last week. I wasn't able to make it. I've seen some videos of his, and everybody that's like taking part of that really looks like they're really going all in, all out, and having a lot of fun, and the feedback is way great. So I'm really looking forward to taking a workshop with him eventually.
So how are his workshops scheduled? Is it like once a week? Does he have like 2 different classes during the week?
Well, from what I've heard, it was like the weekend like courses that they'll have like every so often, every couple of weeks or months. They'll have like a weekend
sort of like
session.
intensive, right?
Yeah, intensive, yeah. And they also have available to go in for like one day for a couple hours, even as a free session, as an observer.
Nice.
To kind of like, I guess, entice you to be like, hey, this is what I like, which is smart. I mean, you want to get them there and to just,
Yeah, they're trying to sell you on making that purchase to
course.
go and invest your time into it too, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything that is there a special skill that you have that you can share with the viewers, casting directors, or anyone else that would be watching this that makes you stand out versus the other actors that might be auditioning for a similar role?
I don't know if I have anything that stands out. Apparently, I guess from my, singing. I don't know, but
100%. Not everyone's a good singer.
But I actually went for a role for an Italian. It was an Italian-speaking role. Well, he actually speaks all 3, Italian, French, and my Italian is not exactly where I'd like it to be.
Okay.
But I just crunched that script. Like my whole thing is I'd say my work ethic. Like I really need to do it like over 100 times. Like I'm gonna know my script inside out. That's not gonna be an issue. Yeah. But other than that, what makes me stand out? Because there's a lot of great actors in this city. A lot of great actors. Yeah. A lot of talent. So it's gonna be it's tough market. But.
Yeah, it's the market. It's sort of like you'll have the elitists, and then you'll have those that are just trying to grab anything and everything just to have a little bit of income when it comes to the arts. What can you recommend to those American productions, or a production maybe from the UK that's coming over here? How can you encourage them to hire locally? Because it is unfortunate that a lot of the times when they come here, it's like, oh well, all the roles are pretty much booked up, and then there's like a few one-liners there, and that's about it. Yeah. Right.
I wouldn't know. I definitely know there's a lot of passion over here, and everybody over here has like a lot of talent, and I don't know how I would be able to like sway them to get the local talent, but if there's anything that I know that there's
I know it's a tough question. I know.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, I don't apologize. I'm just trying to figure out how, like, not a good salesman, I guess, to sell the actors over here.
What I would say is like, maybe let's have a quick open discussion about it. Is maybe they just have to have a little bit of faith in our talent pool here.
Yeah.
Like what we're trying to do on the show is trying to promote each and every one of you guys, to show like, give them a chance, have faith. Right?
Yeah.
But I think it's bigger than that in the grand scheme of things. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, there's that too.
Right? There's a certain popularity choice. So when they're casting some of those actors from LA and whatever, Atlanta, they already have a fan base.
Yeah, that works, yeah.
They're popular. Oh, that's already going to draw, millions of viewers already versus someone who's unknown.
Yeah.
But then how does the unknown become known?
They got to keep doing the work, keep doing those projects, keep at it, do interviews.
A lot of it, exactly.
You got to keep getting out there and stay positive, because it's brutal. Like the auditions, like not getting through. I did like I think 20, 30 auditions. I got one.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is, And if you can, and you develop that thick skin, and then you'll be able to do anything. Like people will say no, and it's like it's fine. You don't take it personal because. No. It's not.
You move on. You don't invest in it emotionally.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you do that, then that's trouble. If you're able to get over that, then you'll be fine, because you'll just be able to just go on to the next, And even when you're done the project, you're able to move on to the next. And be able to like promote it when it's time and all that. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where it's like the business aspect comes into it, right? You have to think it's just a business. Yeah. At the end of the day, like my agent. When I switched from my agent from Montreal to a Toronto agent now, I told my agent here in Montreal, It's nothing personal, you know, you did nothing
Yeah.
wrong. I'm just super ambitious and these are my goals and I'm trying to put myself in the best position to succeed, right? Giving myself the best opportunity to live out my dream. And that's why I switched, right? So it's going to be one of those things. I don't know, are you represented?
Yes,
yeah, so
top talents, yeah, exactly.
good for you, yeah. So, you know, maybe you might come to a point where that, you know, that situation may occur or may not. It depends, you know?
It may, yeah, it may or may not. I mean, I looked for other agencies starting off, and they told me no. And obviously, it's okay. I have no experience and all that,
Yeah.
so I'm happy that Constantine from Top Talents gave me that chance, and hopefully I can stay with him for a long time. And if I do get signed bigger, well, you know, I'll try to stay loyal to the guy because he gave me my first chance, and I'll never forget that, you know. And I just love that about
Yeah.
you know.
I know it's such an exhilarating feeling, right?
Yeah.
When you get that, it's incredible.
Somebody believes in me, like somebody thinks
someone's willing to
yeah,
take a chance and
take a
invest
chance on
in
me,
me when they don't even know who I am,
No, exactly.
right? So they're taking a risk, and for you, it's you got to prove yourself now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I got to keep that manner of professionalism when if I go on set, because now it's not only me. Now I'm representing somebody else now. You know?
Exactly.
So you have to like really.
So
really
now
step
it's
up.
like the ante's been upped a little bit,
Yeah.
but then you just go with the pressure. You go with it. You
go
turn
with it,
that
yeah.
into energy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Confidence. You got this,
Yeah.
right? So if I was a producer and I had a script here, and it was blank, and I could draw whatever role that you'd want, past, present, or future, which role would you like? If I made you that offer.
I guess like a joke like Michael Caine would say, as long as I'm on the front page and the back page, I'm good, you know?
No.
What kind of character?
Yeah.
I've played 2 detectives right now. I've played...
I sense some typecasting going on with that.
Yeah, which is fine. And also a father. So I've played fathers and detectives. And a detective that's a father. And that's really
Ironic.
exciting. I'd like to play something a little bit more gritty. Something
Okay.
with a little bit more where the person maybe is a little not...
His
there.
psyche's not all there, so he's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so something where there's a little off, there's some pain, there's some something, you know,
Yeah.
that's something tragic in this person's life that made them change. So you can kind of guess how they were before and now. So it's something I can really like,
Yeah.
and especially if there's like a flashback, so you can have like the whole happy life first and after the whole.
I get cast in all of those roles. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where it's,
so
you
yeah,
know,
that
it's
would-
like I'm like a serial killer.
Yeah, that would be
Almost,
something
yeah.
exciting to play. Something somebody a little bit, somebody like a villain.
Like a complete opposite of who you are as a person, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
To show
Oh,
that
yeah,
versatility.
Yeah. That-
But is there like a character specifically? Like for example, Hannibal Lecter, right? Maybe that's
yeah,
someone.
that's like but I mean like that bar is set so high by Mr. Anthony Hopkins. But yeah, something in that
But,
vein
you know,
where it's like very.
so like crime, thriller sort
Yeah.
of style. That's sort of like the dream role that you'd want, right?
I don't know if it's a dream role. It would be one role. It would be a challenge.
Do you have a dream role?
I don't know if I have a dream role as of now, but definitely.
So like you've never watched like, let's say for example, like a superhero movie and you're like, yeah, I would like to be Spider-Man, you know, in a perfect world. Or,
Yeah,
I
I
know it
mean,
doesn't have to be Marvel, but
A lot of people say I kind of look like Hugh Jackman a bit, so I can be a discount Wolverine, I guess.
discount Wolverine.
But no, other than that, superheroes. I've always
Yeah.
like everybody like loved Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker was like fantastic. You know, just
yeah.
like it's the whole way, like the way
I
his
thought
eyes.
Joaquin Phoenix did a great job.
Yeah, he
You
did
know,
great as well.
It's the origin story.
Yeah.
So you know, you feel sorry for him. His clown friends are beating up a clown. You know,
Yeah.
how could you do that? It's so cruel and evil. Then those kids are beating him up, and it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to intervene and save him, and it's showing why he's so psychotic and traumatized. It's because he's built up these self-defense mechanisms.
Yeah, exactly.
Started talking to himself, going in his own psyche, and sort of losing it, right? And then obviously at the end of the film, you know, the events start to unfold, and that's character development.
Yeah,
Right.
Joker's a great character. It's kind of like he's been portrayed by a lot of like fantastic actors
Yeah.
over the years, you know. So like to want to play the Joker, it's not something that I would really like want to do if there's like another villain out there that hasn't been done that much, you know. But
That's what I find very interesting is like they're so focused on oversaturating certain characters that it's like why aren't they focusing on some of these smaller villains in
Yeah.
that universe, for example, right?
yeah,
It'd be
Well,
a
they're
good
just
idea.
so popular, and it's like it's a money's game too as well. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Batman, Joker's huge
It's
money.
like
game.
iconic, right? So
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
when you see a logo in the streets, the Golden Arches, you already know what that is.
Yeah.
You know, it's self-explanatory.
Yeah, so they're gonna do it,
So-
which can bring out some oversaturation at times, you know, and then maybe
Yeah.
even the whole superhero genre in itself at times can be a little bit oversaturated.
Do you
but
feel it's
it's
saturated right now?
a bit, I guess, but I guess it's like starting to tone down a bit because it was like a lot like everywhere. But I mean, like you have not only Marvel and DC, you have The Boys, and then you have Invincible.
I love that
and,
series, The
and they're
Boys.
great. They're fantastic. It's like a whole different. It's like so much darker. Like kind of like it would be a bit more like that if they would be like in real life superheroes.
Yeah.
I think that The Boys have it a bit more of how it would be like.
Yeah, like the reality
Yeah,
of
exactly.
it, right? When they're
Not
more
all-
humanized and they're able to do whatever they want.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, fulfill their desires and their needs and wants and whatever else.
Yeah, they would see us as like we'd be like beneath them in that sense, you know. So
They're like the sheep herder, right? And
Yeah.
we're just the livestock, and then
That's
they
right.
tell us to go here. Okay, well we have to, or we get laser beamed through the chest, right?
yeah,
Good point. I would say superhero movies, for example, they've, you know, from like the first Iron Man, the story was beautiful. It wasn't rushed, right? But now
Yeah.
every single year, it's okay. We need this. We need
that's
this. We
right.
need
That's
this.
the
we need
thing.
this.
Yeah.
And that's the difference,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes just patience. You know, let the story unfold the way it's supposed to unfold. Tell a meaningful story,
Yeah.
not just something to add. You know, like some of the Thor movies, they focus so much on comedy.
Yeah.
But I remember the first and second Thor were just so great,
Yeah.
right? Because it was about the story. People are captivated by the story and then the character, and then they relate to that.
Yeah.
You know, the hardships and the struggles.
Well, the third one I find Ragnarok. I find the comedy placed in there. I heard somewhere that since it was on an alien planet, it was cool because they all had like their different genres. Like
Yeah.
Captain America: Winter Soldier was more a thriller, espionage, and this was more like a comedy. What didn't work in the fourth one was that like they're back on Earth, and they
And-
still have the same. But no, that was weird, wacky, crazy on an alien planet. It was wacky, it was
It
crazy,
makes sense.
and it worked. You know,
Yeah.
so bringing that whole theme back to the fourth one, I find it just didn't work as much. And
Yeah.
but look at that cast that we had, like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans,
I know.
Hemsworth, and the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
Just
they're
the
fantastic.
production level, I find, was just on a whole other higher tier than
And didn't they have Taki Waititi, I think
Yeah.
his name is? Yeah, he was the director of it, and then he ended up dropping out after criticism over his recent film.
Yeah, he was
With
supposed.
Thor?
Yeah, he did the third and fourth Thor,
Yeah.
but he said he wasn't going to do the fifth because I think even Chris Hemsworth said he wants to bring it to a darker place because that's
Yeah.
a character that like just went through so much hell and then.
Yeah. Have you seen the Loki series at all, or?
I saw season one, season
Okay.
two. I didn't finish it. Like I said, I was just having a little
Yeah.
bit. It was a bit too much.
When you
and-
get the moment, finish it off. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, it's decent. Probably saw some spoilers or this and that.
Yeah, I've seen some of the
Yeah.
spoilers because I wanted to watch Deadpool and Wolverine there just to see
Yeah.
if there was anything linked with the. That was
Okay.
that was a lot of fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've yet to watch that. Okay, let's move on to a little bit more, you know, for the acting stuff. Do you plan on staying in Montreal to pursue your career in acting, or do you want to move elsewhere? Canada, Europe, you know?
Well, yeah, if I could travel, it
Yeah.
would be great. I'd like to stay. I'd like to stay here, close to my family, my parents, and my daughter, and my friends. But I mean,
Okay.
if I can get a chance of a lifetime to travel anywhere, Europe or LA, I would take that chance.
Yeah, you'd be crazy to say no.
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah.
mean, because if you're not going to do it, someone else will.
That's
They'll
right,
step
yeah.
right in,
Yeah.
you know? So that's where you have to take that initiative. Yeah, I'll do it
Yeah.
right away. Have you had any voiceover experience?
None whatsoever.
No?
No.
It's a lot harder than it looks, but I mean,
It's a lot harder. Yeah.
you know, you sing. It's, you know, microphone wise, it's similar, but not similar at the same time. Through my experience, through any voiceover auditions I've had in person in the studio, it's mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, in the booth when you put on those headphones, you can hear your breathing, your heartbeat,
Yeah.
them. You know, the producer's talking to you, and then you can hear your own voice. And that's just so crazy.
Yeah, all the little
Out of
nuances.
this world, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that when I first did the audition, I was, oh my God, what's going on here, right? And it just added to the nerves.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if, you know, for future auditions, at least you sort of have an idea of what to expect. But a lot of this stuff now it's self-tapes, right?
Yeah, well, I did a self-tape for it was a President's Choice commercial, and I got a callback from the director.
Nice, okay.
Which was like really cool. I mean, I had just started acting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I started like not started, but I'm an independent film, and I'm getting callbacks from President's Choice. I'm like, this is awesome, you know. Unfortunately,
I love that brand.
I didn't get it, unfortunately, but it was just like a great feeling just to get that callback, and he was directing me over the script, and he was telling me like, okay, now this time just like take it a little slower, you know, take your time with it, and that was great. And he was encouraging me, and I was just like, wow, what an experience that was.
That's the thing. A lot of people, they're intimidated by, you know, casting directors and stuff like that, but they're in your corner. When you're getting auditions, it's because they believe in you, right? And they're just doing a job. They're just sort of trying to filter through the talent and then give it to the producers and the directors for the project, and ultimately they decide who they want to book.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one thing to go into, you know, an audition in person or self-tape. That's a compliment towards yourself.
Yeah.
Amazing. Would you ever want to, you know, last question before we wrap this up, would you ever want to do motion capture? So like, for example, like a video game, like Grand Theft Auto, where you're in the motion capture suit, you're doing voiceover, and you're acting out the scenes and stuff. Would you ever want to do something like that?
That would be great, yeah, especially for a GTA. Man, I love that game, yeah. That would be
you do? Yeah?
Who's
your favorite character?
Well,
for like, let's say GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Michael?
Well, they're all great. Michael.
Trevor?
Trevor, yeah, Trevor. That's the one, Trevor. Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
I met him. He was here at the Fantasia Film Festival this year.
That's right.
I met him.
Yeah, was that? No, that wasn't. That was at Comic Con. Sorry.
Yeah, he had two different films. One was called Scared Shitless, and the other one was Death Match or Dark Match or something like that with Chris Jericho.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Which was like really cool. Yeah, fantastic films if you ever get the chance.
Yeah, he's great.
Recommend to watch it. Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap up, can you give advice to, you know, the aspiring actor or actress who's on the fence about pursuing acting? Is there anything that you can help motivate them to say, you know what, go for it?
Well, understand that it's probably going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to get a lot of rejections, but just don't give up. Like, believe in yourself. This is our one life to live, and you have to, like, do what you like. And if this is what you like doing, trust me, like, the end result is so satisfying. Like, there's a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, that you know, disappointments that come along the way, but at the end it's going to be so satisfying. Like, don't give up. It's like there's always like room for success, and error and all that. So
very beautiful. All right, guys, that's another episode of Rising Stars. I'm your interim host, Sean Watt. This production sponsored by Urban Eats MTL. Thank you, Santino, for being here. An absolute pleasure, man.
Thank you for having me.
Wishing you all the best, all right? And I hope
you.
to see you on set soon.
Awesome.
Until the next episode, guys. Take care.